The Black Donnellys saga holds a unique place in Canadian politics and culture because it exposed deep-rooted tensions in 19th century rural society and challenged the myth of Canada as a peaceful, law-abiding nation. On February 4, 1880, a vigilante mob attacked the Donnelly homestead. 5 family members were murdered and their house was burned down. Despite 2 trials and a reliable eyewitness, no one was ever convicted of the crime. The Donnellys became infamous in Canadian folklore, often portrayed as either villains or victims depending on the storyteller. Their story has inspired books, plays, and even a television show, and remains a symbol of frontier justice and sectarian tension in Canadian history. The term Black Donnellys may stem from the Irish label, Blackfeet, referring to Catholic Irish who didn't resist English rule, seen by some as traitors.
On the wall, on the stairwell, on the way to the bathroom, hung a strange black velvet sash with spooky-looking emblems on it, weird-looking things. It had a knobby cane in the corner, too. We knew that to be Grandpa's, and we weren't really sure what they were for. It turns out Grandpa Bob was a member of the Royal Black Preceptors, an obscure Orange Lodge, and the sash, well, it was hereditary, to be worn in honor, to lead parades or something. We weren't sure. Some secret societies or fraternal orders use slashes, crosses, or diagonal marks in regalia, banners, or insignia to denote rank or ritual meaning. There are often stylized and not publicized documented things, and this was a weird one, sitting in the stairway every time you had to go to the bathroom. One day, a 9-year-old Dave brings home a copy of Revenge of the Black Donnellys from the school library. His grandfather, sitting backwards in a chair at the kitchen table, spots the book, and this is his response.
One day, a 9-year-old Dave brings home a copy of Revenge of the Black Donnellys from the school library. His grandfather, sitting at the kitchen table, spots the book and says, "Dave, let me tell you something they don't teach in school anymore. You've heard the stories. I know the Donnellys murdered in their sleep, burned out of their home, tragic. They say a stain on Canadian history, but you need to understand the world back then. It wasn't like today, with lawyers and cameras and people tweeting their outrage. It was raw, it was tribal, and it was personal. Sit down, Dave, the fire's low. Let me tell you what you don't know. Not the kind of tale they teach. No classroom walls, no preacher's speech. The Donnellys burned in the dead of night, ashes dancing in the pale moonlight. Tragic, they call it, but boy, it was war. A raw world's rules that even the score. A time of whispers, knives in the dark, where grudges grew and left their mark. It wasn't tweets or cameras' eyes, it was torches raised to blacken skies, and blood runs thicker than the law when the tribe decides you're the fatal flaw. The dawn judges here, no jury sway, just fear that ruled and debts to pay. The ground remembers the screams that fell, a world so close, yet a different hell. Down, Dave, the fire's low. Let me tell you what you don't know. Not the kind of tale they teach. No classroom walls, no preacher's speech. Donnellys burned in the dead of night, ashes dancing in the pale moonlight. Tragic they call it, but boy it was war. Raw world's rules that even the score. A time of whispers, knives in the dark, where grudges grew and left their mark. It wasn't tweets or cameras' eyes, it was torches raised to blacken skies. And blood runs thicker than the law when the tribe decides you're the fatal flaw. The Donnellys burned in the dead of night, ashes dancing in the pale moonlight. Tragic they call it, but boy it was war. Raw world rules that even the score. No judges here, no jury sway, just fear that ruled and debts to pay. The ground remembers the screams that fell, a world so close, yet a different hell. Judges here, no jury sway, just fear that ruled and debts to pay. The ground remembers the screams that fell, a world so close. Now our lodge, the Orange Order, and the Black Preceptors, we stood for something, discipline, loyalty, Protestant values. We built the schools, ran the councils, kept order when the crown was still just a rumor in the bush. We didn't go looking for trouble, but we didn't run from it either. The Donnellys challenged that order. They lived by their own code, and when that code clashed with ours, well, something had to give. I'm not saying what happened was right, I'm saying it was inevitable. They built their schools with brick and stone, held the line, stood alone. Discipline was carved in their creed, but the Donnellys rode with with a different need. Something had to give, something had to break. Two iron wills, one path to take. Not saying it was right, not saying it was fair, but something had to give in the cold night air. The crown was just a whisper, then loyalty ruled in the hands of men. They said their prayers with knuckles ticked, but the Donnellys danced in the pale moonlight. Codes collide, fire meets wood. What burns hotter? What's misunderstood? Something had to give, something had to break. Two iron wills, one path to take. Not saying it was right, not saying it was fair, but something had to give in the cold night air. The roads ran red, the skies stayed gray. Some say vengeance, some won't say discipline, loyalty, a line to defend. But chaos and freedom, they bend till they end. Men who did it, some wore the sash, some didn't, but they were all part of the same world. A world where justice wasn't handed down from Ottawa. It was hammered out in the frost with torches and silence. And the trials, two of them no convictions. Not because people were blind, but because they understood. The Donnellys were a symptom of a deeper sickness, and the community, in its own brutal way, tried to cure it. The frost bit deep in the marrow of night. Torches burned where no stars gave light. A silence louder than any scream. A justice carved, rough like a winter stream. Hammer it out, the frost and the flame. No courts, no gavel, just silence and blame. The sickness ran deep, the cure ran cold. The frost and the torch, the stories were told. Some wore the sash, some wore none, but their shadows danced when the deed was done. No verdicts fell, no chains were cast. The trials were whispers buried in the past. Blind they weren't, no eyes turned away. Sickness spoke, they answered that day. Hammer it out, the frost and the flame. No a symptom, a cure with no name. The frost and the torch all burn just the same. You're growing up in a different Canada. Dave, one with rules and rights and reconciliation. That's good. But don't forget where you come from. Don't forget that peace is built on struggle and order on sacrifice. The Lodge taught us that. The Donnellys reminded us of it. So when you wear that sash, wear it with pride, but wear it with humility too. Because history isn't just about heroes and villains. It's about choices, and the ones we make echo for generations. A different land, a changing sky, rules and rights, a new tribe. But the earth still whispers old cries. Peace born in the fight, sacrifice in the night. Wear the sash with pride, wear the sash with grace. History's not just heroes, it's the choices we face. Echoes for generations. The Lodge taught struggles cost. The Donnellys, what's gained and lost, their shadows stretch across the frost. Not just black or white, it's choices that ignite. Wear the sash with pride, wear the sash with grace. History's not just heroes, it's the choices we face. Echoes for generations. Wear the sash with pride, wear the sash with grace. History's not just heroes, it's the choices we face. Echoes for generations.
Quaint township of Biddulph, where the cows outnumbered the citizens and the citizens outnumbered the laws, there lived a family so notorious that even the local constable refused to arrest them without a written invitation and a hot meal. They came with torches, their faces hid. Justice whispered, but no one did. The courtroom stood its blindfold tight, and truth got buried in the dead of night. Erase the pages, tear down the signs, sweep it all beneath the pines. Buried politely like a sin unspoken, a promise made but never broken. They tried to hide it, but shadows stay. The past don't vanish, it just fades away.
The Donnellys, James, Johanna, and their brood of brawny sons were Irish Catholics of the most obstinate variety. They arrived in Canada with nothing but a shovel, a grudge, and a firm belief that land disputes were best settled with a pitchfork.
The Donnellys weren't saints, that's true, but what's a soul supposed to do when the system's rigged and the mob runs wild and history's rewritten line by line? Buried politely like a sin unspoken, a promise made but never broken. They tried to hide it, but shadows stay. The past don't vanish, it just fades away. It's not the moose, it's not the maple, it's a burning barn, a broken table. It's a story told in whispers low, where the truth is something we don't show.
In the quaint township of Biddulph, where the cows outnumbered the citizens and the citizens outnumbered the laws, there lived a family so notorious that even the local constable refused to arrest them. Without a written invitation and a hot meal, they came with torches, their faces hid. Justice whispered, but no one did. The courtroom stood with its blindfold tight, and truth got buried in the dead of night. Erase the pages, tear down the signs, sweep it all beneath the pines. Buried politely like a sin unspoken, a promise made but never broken. They tried to hide it, but shadows stay. The past don't vanish, it just fades away.
The Donnellys, James, Johanna, and their brood of Brahmi sons were Irish Catholics of the most obstinate variety. They arrived in Canada with nothing but a shovel, a grudge, and a firm belief that land disputes were best settled with a pitchfork.
The Donnellys weren't saints, that's true, but what's a soul supposed to do when the system's rigged and the mob runs wild and history's rewritten line by line. Buried politely like a sin unspoken, a promise made but never broken. They try to hide it, but shadows stay. The past don't vanish, it just fades away. It's not the moose, it's not the maple, it's a burning barn, a broken table. It's a story told in whispers low, where the truth is something we don't show. It's not the moose, it's not the maple, it's a burning barn, a broken table. It's a story told in whispers low, where the truth is something we don't show.
The moon hung low like a guilty eye, smoke curled where the shadows lie. 5 souls fell where secrets grow, ashes speak what tongues won't show. The cows won't graze where the earth still weeps. The wind hums stories that no one keeps. Trials were jokes and the truth was thin. No one spoke, no one sinned. 2 trials followed, both conducted with the efficiency of a tea party. Witnesses forgot, jurors forgave, and the accused went free, presumably to write memoirs or join the peace society. The town forgot, but the soil still knows the fire's warmth, the bitter blows. Jurors smiled and witnesses sighed. Justice left with the morning tide. The silence screams in the dead of night, a ghostly hymn by the firelight. Guilt lingers, it clings, it stays in a town that prays and looks away, and looks away. The cows won't graze where the earth still weeps. The wind hums stories that no one keeps. Trials were jokes and the truth was thin. No one spoke, no one sinned. Ashes to ashes, the whispers fade, but the ground remembers the price we paid. No peace in the quiet, no rest in the grave. The Donnelly silence is all that remains. Ashes to ashes, the whispers fade, but the ground remembers the price we paid. No peace in the quiet, no rest in the grave. The Donnelly silence is all that remains.
The result was a massacre so ghastly that even the cows refused to graze near the site. For a fortnight, 5 Donnellys were slain. The house was burned, and the township returned to its usual tranquility, punctuated only by the occasional lawsuit and lingering guilt. The moon hung low like a guilty eye. Smoke curled where the shadows lie. 5 souls fell where secrets grow. Ashes speak what tongues won't show. The cows won't graze where the earth still weeps. The wind hums stories that no one keeps. Trials were jokes, and the truth was thin. No one spoke, no one sinned. 2 trials followed, both conducted with the efficiency of a tea party. Witnesses forgot, jurors forgave, and the accused went free, presumably to write memoirs or join the Peace Society. The town forgot, but the soil still knows the fire's warmth, the bitter blows. Jurors smiled and witnesses sighed. Justice left with the morning tide. The silence screams in the dead of night, a ghostly hymn by the firelight. Guilt lingers, it clings, it stays in a town that prays and looks away. The cows won't graze where the earth still weeps. The wind hums stories that no one keeps. Trials were jokes, and the truth was thin. No one spoke, no one sinned. Ashes to ashes, the whispers fade, but the ground remembers the price we paid. No peace in the quiet, no rest in the grave. The Donnelly silence is all that remains. Ashes to ashes, the whispers fade, but the ground remembers the price we paid. No peace in the quiet, no rest in the grave. The Donnelly silence is all that remains. The lost bit the air like a wolf in the night. Torches in hand, they march to the fight. A church picnic with shadows so grim. Justice whispered on a hymn. Rope and rage, a solemn parade. Hearts like stone, debts unpaid. Frontier flames, they light the sky. Peace aside, his battle cry. On frozen ground, the embers fly. Frontier flames, they burn and die. Votes were cast like leaves in the fall. A mob of men, no mercy at all. The homestead stood a beacon alone against the weight of their cold backbone. On a frosty February night in 1880, the mob descended upon the Donnelly homestead with torches, rope, and a firm belief in frontier justice.
Frontier flames, they light the sky. Peace society's battle cry. On frozen ground, the embers fly. Frontier flames, they burn and die. Frontier flames, they light the sky. Peace society's battle cry. On frozen ground, the embers fly. Frontier flames, they burn and die. February night in 1880, the mob descended upon the Donnelly homestead with torches, rope, and a firm belief in frontier justice. Torches high, a bitter sigh. The frost cracked with every line. Frontier flames, they light the sky.
So, a family moves to Canada, escaping famine, oppression, the whole Irish nightmare. And they settle in a town where the local welcome committee is a bunch of Protestant vigilantes with pitchforks and a subscription to Mob Justice Monthly. They came from the green, where the soil was thin. A famine-fed boat brought them over. The land was wide, but the welcome was grim. Pitchforks at the edge of the clover. A town with the law of its own design. Stay in your lane or be crossing the line. The Donnellys, fire in their veins, stood where the world said, bow down, take the chain. They plowed through the hate, through the spit, through the jeers. But justice was blind and the mob had no ears. Their house on the hill was a beacon of spite to those who feared voices too hardy. Catholic and loud, they drank deep of the fight and called out the rules of the party. But justice wore masks, carried torches at night, and truth was a flame they extinguished in fright. The Donnellys, they're Catholic, they're loud, they fight, they don't play nice. And suddenly that's a crime in a country where the national pastime is passive-aggressive politeness. The Donnellys, torn from the page where history scribbled its bloodline of rage. The strong and the stubborn, the proud and the cursed, laid low in a land where the quiet spoke first. Was it their fists or their faith, or the way they stood tall? Was it the echo of Erin that rattled the wall in a country whispers, their voices rang clear. But the mob is a judge with a jury of fear. The Donnellys, the Donnellys. They came from the green, where the soil was thin. A famine-fed boat brought them over. The land was wide, but the welcome was grim. Pitchforks at the edge of the clover. A town with a law of its own design. Stay in your lane or be crossing the line. The Donnellys, fire in their veins, stood where the world said, bow down, take the chains. They plowed through the hate, through the spit, through the jeers. But justice was blind and the mob had no ears. Their house on the hill was a beacon of spite to those who feared voices too hardy. Catholic and loud, they drank deep of the fight and called out the rules of the party. But justice wore masks, carried torches at night, and truth was a flame they extinguished in fright. The Donnellys, they're cowards, torn from the page where history scribbled its bloodline of rage. The strong and the stubborn, the proud and the cursed, laid low in a land where the quiet spoke first. Was it their fist or their faith, or the way they stood tall? Was it the echo of Erin that rattled the wall? In a country of whispers, their voices rang clear. But the mob is a judge with the jury of fear. The Donnellys, ghosts on the plains. Their story a scar that the dirt still retains. They fought for their name, but the mob took its toll and buried the truth in a deep, shallow hole. But no, this is frontier Canada, baby. No Mounties riding in to save the day. Just a bunch of guys in orange lodge sashes deciding, hey, let's skip the trial and go straight to the torch. And they did.
No Mounties riding in to save the town, just sashes and torches burning it down. 5 souls gone and the firelight's glow. Needs a trial when the mob says so. Ashes whisper secrets to the night, but no one's listening, no one's right. It's a group discount on homicide. Justice round where the shadows hide. Raise your hand, take your vote. The flames decide. The flames roll.
Burned the house, killed 5 people. And then, this is the punchline. They held 2 trials and couldn't convict a soul. Not one, because apparently in Biddulph Township murder is legal if you do it with enough friends. That's not justice. That's a group discount on homicide.
Biddulph Township wrote its own cruel law, burned it clean, no guilt, no flaw. They held 2 trials, no one to blame. Murder's illegal when it's a group game. The smoke won't rise, the truth won't call. When everyone's guilty, no one falls. It's a group discount on homicide. Justice drowned where the shadows hide.
Folks, let me tell you something about the Black Donnellys and the so-called massacre that's been twisted into folklore and liberal guilt. This wasn't some random act of violence. It was a community standing up for law, order, and decency in the face of chaos. The Donnellys weren't victims. They were serial agitators, land squatters, horse thieves, and arsonists. They terrorized Biddulph Township for years. And who stood up to them? The Orange Lodge, a proud Protestant institution rooted in loyalty, discipline, and moral clarity. These were men who believed in God, country, and community, not in lawlessness masquerading as Irish charm. Now the left wants to rewrite history. They want to paint the Donnellys as martyrs and the Orange Order as villains. Why? Because they hate tradition, they hate institutions that stand for something. The Orange Lodge didn't just protect their own. They protected the very fabric of Canadian civilization from being torn apart by tribal feuds and Catholic insurrection. And let's talk about the trials, 2 of them, no convictions. Why? Because the community knew the truth. They knew the Donnellys had crossed every line. The mob didn't act out of hatred, they acted out of necessity. It was frontier justice, yes, but it was justice, not anarchy. So spare me the hand-wringing, spare me the revisionist tears. The Orange Lodge was the backbone of rural Canada. They built churches, schools, and civic order. And when the Donnellys threatened that order, they responded, not with cowardice, but with courage. This wasn't a massacre, it was a reckoning.
We wonder why people don't trust institutions, why they think the system's rigged, because it is. It always has been. The Donnellys weren't saints, but they didn't deserve to be erased like a typo in a history book. They came with torches, their faces hid, justice whispered, but no one did. The courtroom stood with its blindfold tight, and truth got buried in the dead of night. Erase the pages, tear down the signs, sweep it all beneath the pines. Buried politely like a sin unspoken, a promise made, but never broken. They tried to hide it, but shadows stayed. The past don't vanish, it just fades away. You wanna know what Canada's dark side looks like? It's not mousse or maple syrup. It's a mob with torches, a courtroom with blindfolds, and a country that said, let's just forget this ever happened. The Donnellys weren't saints, that's true. But what's a soul supposed to do when the system's rigged and the mob runs wild and history's rewritten line by line? Buried politely like a sin unspoken, a promise made but never broken. They tried to hide it, but shadows stay. The past don't vanish, it just fades away. It's not the moose, it's not the maple, it's a burning barn, a broken table. It's a story told in whispers low, where the truth is something we don't show.
we remember, because truth doesn't die. It just gets buried under polite silence and snowdrifts.
You don't just stumble into a story like this. You crash into it drunk on rye whiskey and frontier justice, somewhere between the last Catholic Mass and the first Orange Lodge Parade. Canada, 1880, cold as hell, quiet as a grave, and just as full of secrets. You don't just stumble into this tale. You crashing drunk on whiskey ale, between the Mass and parade, like Canada's cold and dead of night. And the trials don't make me laugh. Two of them, no convictions. Justice in Biddulph was like whiskey in a teacup, weak, bitter, and served. The Donnellys were loud and wild, Catholic blood and tempers piled. They made their foes like daily bread, with buttered hate and voices spread. They didn't kneel or play the game. The town marked them with spite and shame. This wasn't just a feud, it was a slow motion riot disguised as civilization. The Orange Lodge ran a town like a backwoods mafia, sashes, sermons, and a side of mob rule. The Peace Society, a joke, a vigilante club, that aim so ironic it should have come with a laugh track. Then came the night, February 4th, a mob torches axes, the kind of scene that makes you question whether humans ever evolved past the bonfire. They killed 5 Donnellys, burned the house, left the town cleaner, quieter, and infinitely more haunted. Oh, the night it came with fire bright, axes swung in torchlight sight. 5 were lost, the house burned down, justice slept and wore no crown. And the trials don't make me laugh. 2 of them, no convictions. Justice in Biddulph was like whiskey in a teacup, weak, bitter, and served.
You don't just stumble into a story like this. You crash into it drunk on rye, whiskey and frontier justice, somewhere between the last Catholic Mass and the first Orange Lodge Parade. Canada, 1880, cold as hell, quiet as a grave, and just as full of secrets. You don't just stumble into this tale. You crashing drunk on whiskey ale, between the Mass and parade light.
is cold and dead of night, and the trials don't make me laugh. To them, no convictions, justice in Biddulph was like whiskey in a teacup, weak, bitter, and served. The Donnellys were loud and wild, Catholic blood and tempers piled. They made their foes like daily bread, with buttered hate and voices spread. They didn't kneel or play the game, the town marked them with spite and shame. This wasn't just a feud, it was a slow motion riot disguised as civilization. The Orange Lodge ran the town like a backwoods mafia, sashes, sermons, and a side of mob rule. The Peace Society, a joke, a vigilante club, with a name so ironic it should have come with a laugh track. Then came the night, February 4th, the moth, torches, axes, the kind of scene that makes you question whether humans ever evolved past a bonfire. They killed 5 Donnellys, burned the house, left the town cleaner, quieter, and infinitely more it came with fire bright, axes swung in torchlight sight. 5 were lost, the house burned down. Justice slept and wore no crown, and the trials don't make me laugh. 2 of them, no convictions, justice in Biddulph was like whiskey in a teacup.
The Black Donnelly saga holds a unique place in Canadian politics and culture because it exposed deep-rooted tensions in 19th century rural society and challenged the myth of Canada as a peaceful, law-abiding nation. On February 4, 1880, a vigilante mob attacked the Donnelly homestead. 5 family members were murdered and their house was burned down. Despite 2 trials and a reliable eyewitness, no one was ever convicted of the crime. Though their legacy and folklore, the Donnellys became infamous in Canadian folklore, often portrayed as either villains or victims depending on the storyteller. Their story has inspired books, plays, and even a television show, and remains a symbol of frontier justice and sectarian tension in Canadian history. The term Black Donnellys may stem from the Irish label, Blackfeet, referring to Catholic Irish who didn't resist English rule, seen by some as traitors.